sick. And today I felt like, you know, doing a topic, and it's not no ordinary topic. It's about like it's not like a few years old. Like the game hasn't, you know. I mean, it's been out for a while. Like, both games have been out for a while, and I mean, if you haven't yet played them, I recommend you go pick them up, and get them, because they're two great games, you know, and I don't know what else to say about them. They're just two great games, have major story plots, all that, and they're in total a fun game to play. Well, let's just say one of them is multiplayer, that you can, you know, play with play co-op with your friends, you know. But that's like the only one. I'll talk about it like a little later on. But in this live stream, I will be going over the story, the backstory, and possibly what I think is gonna, you know, happen to the series in general. So let's get into this discussion. So the topic I picked for this live stream is Portal and Half-Life. As you guys know, I talk about this subject on my channel like a few times. I talked about it like a few times on my channel. And basically, I recently went back and watched a fellow YouTuber of the name of Creepy Gaming. Also shout out to him for, you know, this topic. Also shout out his other channels. The Sticky Paddle is one of them, and Mullet Mike is also one. So basically, I was watching his season 2, like it's like an hour or something. And you're probably like, you really sit through hours upon hours. But I thought I lagged down in the session, but guess not. I'll just find a new session. I hate when that happens, like, you lag out, you're the only person in the game. Guess what? No, 100 and some other people just joined in. Which, like, okay, guys, here's my main rule about GTA 5, is when I'm in multiplayer, I'd rather get into a single session and do my CEO work, okay? Because you know there's going to be those people out there that will just, like I've did haulage before, and you get like 20 some thousand off of that. And guess what? Like Randy's come into the session and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna destroy what you've like destroy that and take your the money, which is only 5,000, which is kind of not helping them at all. It kind of just it's like they do either trolls do that to just mess with you, or you know. But for now, I'm gonna see if I can't hop into a single little private public session. So I'm gonna get back to my topic. So the games, like I said, the topic that came up, that I came up with was from watching uh, Mullet Mike's one of his videos, or is his second channel or third channel he calls is Creepy Gaming. Like I said, huge shout out to Mullet Mike and, you know, the rest of his channel. I'm a fellow subscriber of his channel, and he's a pretty nice dude. So to talk about the topic I came up with was I was watching his season 2, like his first episode of Creepy, not the first, very first. I mean, I've seen the very first, but to talk about it, I was just watching his season 2 episode 1, and the season 2 episode 1 revolves around Portal. And I think it's season 3, midway through season 3, he talks about Half-Life 2, which, you know, those two are kind of like a few of my favorite games, which I'm hoping at one point, I'm not going to get into this that much, that Valve will either come out with a remake for the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One, because, I mean, I guess they really don't need to come out with a remake for Portal and Half-Life for the Xbox One because the one actually has backwards compatibility. And if you have the Portal, the first Portal game, which is I think it's Still Alive, yeah. If you have Still Alive, you can play that on your one. Same if you have the orange box, which I own. I own the orange box, so I basically can play on the one. I can play Half-Life 2 and Portal, which I think is amazing. And I'm wondering if I should stream that for you guys. Even though I've played the games, I know what's gonna go down in it. But comment down in the comment section and tell me if you want me to play those like Portal and Half-Life, so so y'all can get the concept of what I'm telling you right now. Like I said, just comment down in the comment section, and yeah, let me go on with this. So, thanks to Mullet Mike, I came up with this topic, or creepy game. I'm just gonna say Mullet Mike for now. But thanks to his God dang it, I can't find a single session at all. So thanks to his basically him talking about the creepy Easter eggs and theories and all that, I kind of wanted to do a video about Portal and Half-Life because, I mean, he basically, like, I don't know, like, the way he told, like, how the Portal and Half-Life story goes, he did a well job. I think he does stuff scripted, but, like, I don't do stuff, like, I don't script, like, I don't make lines, like, I wouldn't do that, you know, like, I don't start out by, like, oh yeah, you know, this is totally, scripted and all, yeah, like, I don't script, because, like, it would take a ton of time, and I'm more, like, I'd rather just go unscripted, you know, say what I gotta say, you know, be done with it, because I feel like that'd be much easier. And the reason I'm doing a live stream right now is because of, one, it's so hard to do a video about what I want to talk about, because I would have to put it in, I have to make a video clip about it, then I would have to go into Share Factory and edit it, and I don't know what I'm going to do about an intro yet, so yeah, I probably won't make an intro either way. I'll probably use like the intros they already have down. So my volume on my TV is down. I'm about to say this, like, the music y'all are hearing right now, I do not own. Okay, Rockstar, I don't want, you know, what's it called? A copyright strike, okay? I do not own this music. Like, I'm about to say this in every video that has, like, you know, actual music in it, because, like, you know, I don't want to get a copyright strike. I think those stuff, that's, like, bad for your channel. So, I don't want to ramble on too long. So, basically, I'm going to either start from the very beginning, from either the backstory, or what do I want to do? I feel like if I'm going to start, I might as well start with the backstory of both games. So, I really don't know when both games originally came out on, but Portal came out in 2007, and I think Half-Life came out in like the 90s or somewhere around there. Sorry if I don't, like, if I mistake and like make a mistake, just put it like the correct answer, whatever. Just put it in the comment section and correct me. So I basically figured out about Portal when I was like basically just like a kid. Okay, there was like a TV commercial, and it was like the thinking with Portals, with the Portals 2 robot, like the co-op campaign, where like like IGN and everybody was giving it like a 5 out of 5, which I highly like. I actually agree they should give it the game 5 out of 5, but that's my opinion. Like, you guys might think differently about it, but I think Portal and sense is actually a Portal and Half-Life are pretty good games. Now, I want to start off with the backstory, okay? So, was it? I think it's Portal. I'm gonna start off with Portal's backstory because I basically know more backstory-ish stuff about Portal than Half-Life. So, Portal came out in 2007. It was released with the Orange Box, and the Orange Box featured about, I don't know, let me check. It came out with Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, and Episode 2, which that's in total is like 3 games. And it also came out with Team Fortress 2, which is a good game. Like, it's like the granddad of like shooters, but it also included a new game which was along the lines of Portal. Now, if y'all want to hear the very, very backstory, finally I found a session. So if you guys want to hear the very backstory, I'm going to tell you guys right now. So, a couple of developers, I think they worked at Nuclear Monkey Software, released a game entitled, I don't remember the name, but it was very close to Portal. Sorry if I get all this, information wrong. Like I said, correct me in the comments below. But they were attending DigiPen, if I'm right. And, they basically, I think they teamed up with Nuclear Monkey Software, or they were working with them. And, they came out with a game where you were, it was basically, you were this, princess-like character, or whatever, and you were, in, I forget what it's called, but you were, in hell or something. Sorry for my words, but, it kind of looked like that when I was looking at it. Or I can go with the Z-dub, HFIL, I'll say that for now on. So it looked like she was in HFIL, and her, there would be this, demon companion that would help you out or something. And the game's purpose, nonetheless, was portals. You would basically put this, facial portal, of a dragon down, or whatever it was. You would place it down, and the eyes would be blue and orange. I think that's what it was. And Valve got heard of, they heard of what they were doing. So they were like, can you show us can you show us the game? And they said yes. So I think it was a few, they showed it off to them, and I think it was a few hours later they just got Valve hired them.
What's cooking?
To work on a new game. I will probably put the actual game of the one that they were creating, the one that I was just talking about. I will put it down in the comment section because I probably won't remember. I'd have to look up the actual
Special
name
cargo
of it.
ready for collection. Go get it and bring it to the
Valve hired
warehouse.
them to work on a game. Well, it was a ton of, they had to and the game they were working on, they had to work off on the Half-Life engine, the Half-Life 2 engine. And I think 2007 was the year that also Episode 2 of Half-Life came out, if I'm right. So they had to work off on the Half-Life engine. Well, the game that they were doing was exactly, I think it was pretty close. It was pretty close to the game that they were working on, but very, very downgraded, not as you would think. If you look at Portals today, and then look at images of when they were first making it, it's totally different. They were using Half-Life items like, as they were developing it, it looked more like Half-Life 2. But near the end of it, they kind of made it less of Half-Life 2 and more of a Portal, basically. Like, the starter rooms still look the same, but over time, everything just, you know... Oh, I need to remember to turn off that radio. I don't want to get copyrighted, okay? So, basically, I need to remember to turn that off. The radio's off my room. Sorry if I forget to turn that off. So, basically, Portal blurs the lines of like a first-person shooter and a puzzle game. So that's basically what it, you know, ties down to, like a puzzle shooter game. But instead of like you having a gun and everything, you'd have the Portal gun, which is totally different from a real gun. Well, what the Portal gun can do that's totally different from, you know, a regular gun is it literally makes holes in reality. Setup, huh? Setup, huh? Cops are racist. Cops are racist. Now, if you're like one of my child viewers, do not go out in real life and do this. Okay? You need to learn the difference between like reality and games. Cause I have, you know, I know like when a cop is racist in real life, you know, you just let, you know, karma will like take care of that. Well, in real life, you don't just pull out like a revolver and fucking just like shoot them because you don't do that, because you could go to jail for doing that. Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of keeping towards like PG as like content, so. And knowing GTA 5, it's not that, you know, PG-ish, you know. I mean, if you're a child and you already know what the difference between real life and reality is, quotes off to you, or hats off to you, as I should say. But if you're watching this video, you're like, I don't know, 5 years old, don't be watching this video. First of all, why did you click on my video in the first place? Like, you probably know, like, I mean, I promise I'm not gonna cuss. Like, I'm not gonna cuss, because I know children watch this video, and I know their parents don't want to be, like, watching my videos, being like, why is my son cussing and all this? Well, that's one reason I'm not gonna actually cuss at all, you know, because, like, cussing is kind of like a bad habit. If you think about it, it's a bad habit for people. Just like smoking is, kind of. Smoking is a bad habit for people. So basically, what the backstory goes off from there. Portal was released in 2007 alongside the Orange Box, with episode 2 of Half-Life. I'll get into the Half-Life series later on. But it was released alongside the Orange Box, and I think gamers actually fell in love with the game, like, not literally, but metaphorically, in a way, because it was different. Like, I don't know, I like games that are different from, like, let's say Call of Duty, okay? I'm not going off the rails or anything, but, like, let's say you play Modern Warfare, okay? Okay, Modern Warfare was awesome for the time, because they only had, like, I think it was World War II games, and they finally got into, like, the modern age, which I wish they'd go back to the modern age, because, you know, like, like, they could have drones. I mean, they probably already have drones. Like, drones, like, I don't know, what else? All I'm saying is they need to, they need to, like, wait on the future, if, like, stuff. Like, okay, Black Ops 2 was okay because, you know, it was not all future. It like went back to like this, like 90s, 2000. Like before, like it was in the future. Like when I think it was David Mason. Yeah, before David was actually like an adult. You actually are in modern times at least. Hopefully you are. So like, I wish they go back to the more modernish, like, feel, okay? Or if they're gonna keep coming out with, like, futuristic games, they at least should have, like, a little modernish, like, stuff to it. Like, Advanced Warfare, like, I hear a ton of people, you know, just, like, bash on Advanced Warfare. And I played the campaign, and the campaign was actually pretty good. Because,
You need
the
something, huh?
technology they were
One of your
using,
rides? Let me know.
well, what's it
I'll
called?
get there as soon as I can.
It turns out the guy that you were working for was actually the evil person, okay? So you figured that out, okay? And it's like, wow. So you're limited on technology in that game. Well, except for your hand because of that incident in the first part. But nevertheless, like I liked Advanced Warfare a little bit. The campaign was actually good. Exo Zombies. Okay, that was creative, okay? And you think about it. Okay, you have the Zombies franchise for COD, Treyarch Zombies, right? Okay. Well, okay, except for Origins and maybe like Mob of the Dead. What other ones am I forgetting? Okay, I don't want to name all the maps, but Origins, Mob of the Dead, a few others. I want to say Shino Noom and Derice, probably. I mean, I haven't played any of the new ones, and y'all probably saying, why are you talking about zombies that way, even though you haven't played the new maps? Well, I haven't played them because, you know, first of all, I don't want to go out and pay $50 for this. Like, only gives me, like, the DLC. Like, they don't give me crates, supply crates, any of that. Like, why would I go out and pay $50 for something when, like, I don't get hardly most of the content they have? And that's why I don't go out and get the season pass for that game. I mean, I'd rather go out and get, like, I don't know. I mean, the only thing I might get for BO3 is the new zombie, well, like the remastered maps they all have out, because those, they look like clean. That's all I gotta say about that. Talking about a few things right now. Bruh, you serious? I swear, all my friends like to join my lobbies because they know I'm doing something at the moment. Either that or these are random people. But to go on, like, Advanced Warfare Zombies had, like, you had exosuits, you could jump. I mean, it's like, okay, they could break. At least they didn't do a copy paste. At least they tried something new, at least. But getting away from Call of Duty, let's get back to Valve and their games. So, in a way, it was kind of different from, like, most games, because I've never seen a first-person puzzle, like, esque game, because I haven't seen one of those before. Okay, it was different from, like, let's say Half-Life 2, where like, okay, Half-Life 2, okay, I'm gonna say Half-Life 2 is great, okay, like, if I were to put, like, games on my scale, I'd say Portal and Half-Life would be on my, like, they would, like, be, like, if I were to make, like, a top 10 list, they would probably be, like, on the same spot, because, I don't know, I like the game so much that I feel like there's, like, they couldn't be, like, below or above each other. They would have to be, like, on the same spot. That's what it is for me. But, talking about Portal, like I said, it came out in 2007, and it hasn't aged that well. Well, in my perspective, other people might think differently, but Sorry, I had to get a drink. But in my perspective, it hasn't aged that much. Because, and even if you look at Portal 2, it did, okay, Portal 2 came out in 2011, okay? Portal 2, when I go back and play Portal 2, to me, it doesn't look like that it has aged. It hasn't aged at all. Because the graphics on that game, okay, knowing graphics nowadays, they're probably like, oh yeah, that's so cool. But Portal's 2 graphics, it was, I think they used something different than Source. I mean, it was still Source, but they upped the Source engine on Portal 2. And even, they used the same stuff for I don't know, was Left 4 Dead 2? It was either Left 4 Dead 2, I think it was, because I think Left 4 Dead 2 came out near the same time. Because that engine looked cool. And I might go into Left 4 Dead at the end of this video, okay? I will probably go into Left 4 Dead at the end of this video. But the main focuses on this video is Portal and Half-Life. So, for Portal, I might either go for the backstory. Like, I just said the very, very backstory and, like, little parts. But I don't want to go into the backstory, like, the actual backstory of the game yet. Because I feel like if I'm going to give y'all an experience of Portal and how I felt about it, I want to give y'all the backstory when I played Portal 2 and, like, Portal 1. So if I were to play Portal 1, okay, let's talk about Portal 1 a little bit and then get into Portal 2. So Portal 1, the story is you're trapped in this enrichment center, this laboratory underground, okay? Now, I want to tell you guys right now, if you have not played this game, and I know at least Half-Life is 20 years old. Half-Life is at least 20 years old and hasn't aged, I guess, a day in time. But if you haven't played Half-Life, and at least you should have played the first Portal and the second Portal. But if you haven't played them, I recommend you, like, get off this video, go to GameStop, pick up Portal and Portal 2, or at least if you don't, like, if you have a PC, then I strongly recommend that you go get Portal. It's a great game. Even Half-Life is a great. Those are like the few, like the major, like, games I have, okay? Like, I mean, I have a ton of games, but I would favor, like, Half-Life and Portal. Like, I'd even favor Left 4 Dead with even Left 4 Dead and Dead Rising, and those games are pretty good. I mean, I might come out with a Dead Rising video, like, not like the actual game, but talking about the game and how I feel like I might make a new series about how I talk about games, and this will be like the first episode of like discussions. Like, I might revisit this one and like clean it up a little bit so I'm not, rambling a lot. But what I'm basically trying to tell you guys is you need to watch this video to the very end if you want to know all the stuff.
I got something that...
Like I said, you need to watch to the very end to know all this stuff. So, and I'll be playing a different game each time I talk about one. Like, I'm not going to be playing the same game every time. So, like, this time I'll probably be playing GTA. Maybe the next discussion I'll be playing Minecraft, I'll be changing it up every time. And heck, if you guys want Let's Play of Dead Rising, I can do that for you guys because they just released, I believe, like a few months back, they released the first and second Dead Rising for the PS4, which I'm actually surprised. I'm surprised because that is actually exclusive to the Xbox. So, I mean, I guess they were like, we don't want to let them miss out on it, like the people who play PS4. It will be nice and just... So basically, what I was trying to say is, I'll think about getting Dead Rising and Dead Rising 2, because those games are pretty good. But I might make a discussion about what I think about Dead Rising and all that. Like, the only things I'll tell you guys is the games I've played through, probably. Those are probably the thing. I'll tell you guys about the games I've played through. Like, I mean, I might make a discussion about one game. Like, I don't want to spoil you guys. Like, you know, I don't want to spoil games for you guys, but if they're, like, years upon years old, you should have already played it. Like, that's the thing. I should have already played the game. But less rambling on now. I don't want to make this video too long. Is you wake up in this enrichment center and you're greeted by this, I guess I'd say advisor. Advisor. And she's like, oh yeah, welcome to the Aperture Science Enrichment Center. You know, been asleep for so long, whatever. But yeah. But the story goes is you're trapped in the Enrichment Center of Aperture Science. And supposedly, I'll go into the backstory of it later on. For Portal 2, that is. Portal 1, like, the backstory of it, they don't tell you that much of the backstory until, like, the second game. Which, in a standpoint, like, I'd say a business standpoint, for a game, it kind of actually, like, and people say the second game is better than the first, and I say that also because, like, the second one, I feel like had more story, had more backstory about this, like the first game, that the first game should have had. And I haven't even seen a game company do that before. Like, okay, let me think of a game I could closely put it, you know, next to that a game that's actually did that. I'm thinking of Fallout right now, but I think those are like, they really don't, actually no, the Fallout series tell you a lot more about it, but I could say that's pretty close, but I feel like Valve did a perfect idea about not putting the backstory in the first game, and putting it, like, most of the backstory in the second game. And, I mean, there were hint and clues about Cave Johnson in the first game, but they were really, like, they even had a website about it. I think it's, like, not, like, the website's still there, but the original website they had up, had all this information about it, and, the way you would get the password is you would have to go into the Ratman game in the first game, and the username would be C. Johnson, and the password would be something, or the username would be something. I feel like the username would have been C. Johnson, and it would tell you a few things. I don't even know what it would have been. I don't know what it would have been, but sweet Jesus, it was something. But I mean, they didn't put all the backstory in the first game, which I love about it. The one thing I do truly like, that's the one thing I like. They did not put all the backstory in. I mean, you could see pictures of Cave Johnson and the Ratman game, and what else? Like, the cake is a lie. For real, I wanted to tell you guys this, but you know how, like, cake is a lie is, like, this huge meme that people, like, actually like nowadays? Like, I've never seen it go away. That's how popular it is. So, the meme the cake is a lie, it wasn't supposed to be a meme. This is kind of like a fun fact for you guys. But supposedly Valve was trying to come out with like something that was like they had like a like there's supposedly this one thing called Poopy in the game, and basically at the end of Portal 1 this like little cylinder thing would drop from the ground, which I feel like they should have done like a little better job of that, but I guess it didn't. People didn't like notice it, and so sorry guys, but I had to do something really quickly. You know, we all have those moments where you have to do something else. But basically Portal didn't have that much backstory. You're basically a test subject that is trapped in this enrichment center or laboratory underground.
Anything you need, boss.
And in the game, you run into these like little rooms in the wall, and they're Ratman rooms, Ratman dungeon. I'm just gonna say Ratman rooms. Nah, dungeon sounds much better. So you run into these weird rooms in the walls, and it doesn't tell you that much of the backstory. Okay, you get confronted by actually no, the person that's been coming over as the advisor, who's been acting like the advisor.
I'll do anything as long as it's legal.
Is an AI. Like, you don't learn that right away, but you eventually enter the final room, and it's just this robotic being hanging upside down. And turn on the subtitle.
Special cargo ready for collection. Go get it and bring it to the warehouse.
So Gladys kind of basically acted like she was one of the workers of Aperture Science, trying to test Chell, as the main protagonist name is, so Gladys can basically, you know, be happy enough. No sense, because what I've heard is actually, I'll tell you guys about that in the second game, which we'll have to come back to the first game, which, you know, I said I didn't want to make this video that long, but interruptions and everything. So, like I said, you fight Gladys, she blows up, and she basically is like, oh yeah, you know, you've never had friends, you know, all that. She's trying to, like, make you feel. The funny thing is, I think Shell, the reason she doesn't talk to, like, Gladys or Leaflet is because she, I guess, in a way, she doesn't... I've heard it before, but basically she doesn't talk to, like, the robots because of a reason. I guess it's to be brave. I don't know, but I remember reading something about the reason why she doesn't talk, or Val put out the reason why she doesn't talk to, like, Weasley or to Gladys. You could look that up later on if you want to. But you beat Gladys, and you finally get outside, but the party escort bot drags you back into the labs. You had that one chance, like, she had that one chance to get out of there, you know, to be free of Gladys' tyranny or whatever, and she didn't have enough time. I guess Gladys was right about the party escort bot, because during the game she says, I have a party escort bot coming to get you, just lay down on the ground, you know, and all that. So I guess she actually did get a party escort bot, so she became, like, nuts. Because every time you take off a core off her off of her, she gets more, like, crazy, more like humanish. She's like, she becomes more self-aware. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. But she becomes more self-aware, and she starts, you know, oh, you don't have parents and all that. You don't have friends, you know. But she becomes more self-aware, and then she blew up, but I guess before she blew up and got deactivated, she had a plan of where the party escort bot would have came in and dragged her back into the lab. There is a backstory to that also, where she gets dragged in. There's more of the story of that, but there's also more of the story behind one of the main characters that I talked about earlier, which is Ratman. I'm not going to go into that. We'll leave that until we get to, like, the end of Portal 2, because it will make more sense when we go into Portal 2. So, in all, what I think of Portal's story is it's creative, and okay, the characters, you can, you know, there's that jokish humor, like, where, oh yeah, you know, you're stuck in the science facility, you gotta do experiments and all that, which is kind of like, wow. So you're trapped there, you're all alone, and that kind of could give you the feeling of, like, you know, there's no people around, you know, and all that. And in all, I think Portal 1, if, like, I'm not gonna rate it, but I think in all, it's a good game. Like I said, go out and buy it. You'll know the story by the end of, like, this. Well, you'll know about it, but if you haven't, like, played Portal, just go buy it. That's, like, if you don't get any of this, go buy the games. They're, in all, like I said, they're good games. It's not gonna be like Sonic 06 where, like, you glitch through the wall, or, you know, something like that. Heck, if I were to say what version's the better, well, depending if you want to have more fun, which I do like having more fun, is if you've already played the game 100 million times, you could get the PC version, you know, get the developer consoles that enabled and just spawn in a ton of G-Mans and zombies and like, cause you could spawn in like the buggies, you know. But that's if you want to have like fun. If you want to like have a true experience. Oh my god, am I stuck on this? No. No. Come on. How do you get... No. Nah, come on. Don't you dare do this to me, car. This is why I hate going off-roaded. Yeah, that should've worked. Bruh. While I'm sitting here trying to get my car unstuck, the stupid helicopter is probably miles off trying to get away. Bro, I'm gonna have to get a buzzard. That's all I'm gonna have to do. I have to go get a buzzard because he's... Bro, you know I know a trick that could basically, I wish I could blow up the car. But, you know, oh, you gotta pay my... See, this is what Rockstar needs to... Fix your game. Fix your game and your glitches and all of that. I'm not trying to be rude, but your game has a ton of glitches. How is my car not even near the... That's like a Superman 64 glitch right there. You get stuck on the wall.
We gotta get out of here.
That's what it just reminded me of. Sorry, ladies, don't do that. Kids, don't do this in real life. I just need to do this to shoot down that helicopter. I'll probably give it back to her after the episode. So, nah, I will give it back to her. So, and all, like, Portal 1 is a good game. Now, I'm gonna get into Portal 2 right now. Like I said, if you've played Portal 1 and you have not played Portal 2, click off this video and go buy it. Or, like, I'm not gonna put... I might put the skip, like, where y'all can skip at in this description, but it depends on how I'm feeling. I need something to ram it. I could have gave me a buzzard, you know. I wouldn't mind the buzzard. But, like, I guess this will do. I mean, it has no guns on it, but I can land it and don't have to worry about it. So, I'm talking, so I'm giving y'all a chance to click off this video and go get the game. I mean, I know not every people has like money to go out and get a game, but if you just don't care about it, it's getting spoiled, and it's like, like I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to ruin the game, because the game is a great game, and you might experience different from what I'm saying. So I'm gonna jump into Portal 2 right now. Portal 2 has a ton of lore, a ton of backstory, and all, it's a good game. So, Portal 2, you start off, and, like, actually, no, if I'm gonna start off with Portal 2, I'm gonna start off with the, Lab Rat comics. So, if you bought Portal 2, and you have the PC version, and you go into extras, and you have to go into extras to do this, you will have, there will be a comic in there that says Lab Rat. Well, supposedly this comic, I only think comes with the PC version. So, this comic comes with, are you serious? You're gonna try to shoot me, huh? Jerks. So, yeah, that thing's out now. Actually, no, I could just let him fly into the propellers. That'd be mean, but... So, basically, like I said, if you got the PC version like I do, it comes with a comic entitled Lab Rat. In this comic, you learn more about what happened between Portal and Portal 2. So, during Portal 1, there was a man known as Labrador. And, he basically, are they above me? What? What's going on? Oh no, they're below. Dude, this guy just got wrecked. That guy just got wrecked. Nah, you know, come over here. So, it's in between the lines of Portal 1 and Portal 2. Stop shooting me there. You dead. They're both dead. Okay, so I got a helicopter, so I can just easily just fly over there. Yeah, restart that timer. So, it's kind of hard to concentrate when you got 50 million people over here. What? No. No. You guys saw that. That's some bull right there. That's some bull. So, I don't want to ramble on because this game is a cheater. Well, it's cheating me off, but... So tell me, how does a helicopter flip over? I know a car couldn't just flip that over. I mean, it could have, but... I mean, you could go either way with that. Now, it's probably despawned. Which, that is just my luck right there. You know what? I'm taking y'all's car. That's what's gonna happen. No. Nah. I'm taking this minivan. I'm going back to the airport. Actually, no, it hasn't despawned anymore. Well, I could probably try to flip it over. Or fall down the hill. That's another. So, Labrat follows Ratman around, the character I was talking about earlier. So, follows him around in this story. Basically, he basically, while Chell was doing all the stuff in the test chambers, he was making marks so like she would find them. Well, there was this gigantic explosion, right? And he's like, did she do it? Did she, because basically in the backstory, it's supposed that he was the person that helped make the portal gun, which, you know, everybody uses. And that he also helped make Gladys, which I can probably see happening. Well, the reason why there's also another reason why he makes this movie is that he's I'm looking for this word. He has to take meds because he has a medical thing. What's it called? Give me a sec, guys. Okay, the predecessor of Portal is from Vacular Drop. I remembered that. And, Labrat himself, Doug Ratman, the reason why he's on meds is because what's it called? He's schizophrenic. So basically, during the time before Gladys activates and all that, and kills all the Richmond people, he doesn't have his meds to take. So he kind of goes off the deep end, and but he still has self-control, which, if you think about it, is weird. Like, when I say schizophrenic, he basically can talk to in the comic, he talks to this companion cube. Like, the companion cube actually speaks, which in the first game, Gladys says, if your companion cube is speaking, don't acknowledge it or something. Which, I guess that's a reference to Ratman. So, thought that was cool. Also, during the story, he's starting, I guess his medication's wearing off. So, I guess it's before he's like, no, I guess he ran out of, he's like, only has basically, during one of the parts of the comic, he goes down into this little room that has this list of test subjects, all being named, and he put Chell on the very top because she never gives up. I mean, the rest of the test subjects, they do give up, and they put her at the very end, but he moved her up to the very top of the test subject list, and yeah, I thought that was also pretty cool also, because you wonder why, you're this person, and why you're trapped, and you get these answers. And during that flashback, he hears this gigantic explosion. Boom! And he's like, did she really defeat Gladys? He doesn't say Gladys because I guess he doesn't. There's a reason he says she, like Weasley does, which is, I guess that's what they call her. So basically, he goes out and he's like, I've been saving, because he's only had one medication. He's only had one medicine. Basically, he didn't run out of his meds. He had one left, and he was saving it for the day that she defeated Gladys, which is kind of smart. So he takes it. Okay? And he takes the medication, and he's finally free. He's out of the Richmond Center, but he sees that the party escort bot is bringing Shell back into the facility. So it was before he got out. He started his mind or whatever. He started to remember how the test chambers were actually built and all that. So I guess his medication started working. And he said, the companion cube was like, you won't be able to speak to me or get any advice or anything from me afterwards because, you took your medication. So he takes it, then the companion cube does not speak. So he's like, actually, he's actually not, after he took his med, he was fine, so he sees the party escort bot dragging Chell back in, but he's free, and he's like, I'm probably gonna regret doing this. He goes back into the Richmond Center, and the defenses, after Gladys died, I think it was what's it called? The defenses kicked in. So there was this little area between him and what's it called? The relaxation room controls. And he went out and he got shot. I think it was in the leg. And I guess he crawled his way over there. And the life support on the relaxation chambers, I guess they were going to be shut down or something, so he made sure that Chell was around. So he reverted all the power to her relaxation chamber, and then got into a relaxation chamber himself. I guess so he would, and then supposedly people think he died at that point, but I don't believe he died. I think he survived. Like, in a way he probably did survive. So like, basically, there wouldn't have been any Ratman dens. Okay, he might have made pre-made Ratman dens before like the Richmond Center went down. But I still think he's still alive. In my opinion, I still believe he's still alive. So that's what I believe. I think he's still alive out there in the Richmond Center. I mean, the man had a bullet. He was surviving since the Bring Your Daughter to Work Day was going on, so it wouldn't surprise me that he survived.
Boss, it's me. Look, this garage space in the building's still available. Honestly, it's amazing. Just take a look on Dynasty 8. See what you think.
So then the events of Portal 2 kick off. So what happens is Chell wakes up from the relaxation vault. And what happens is like one of the advisors, like I'm trying to think of the word. Give me a sec. Sorry guys. One of the announcers comes on and says, "You've been asleep for no." Like, so you gotta admit, she's been asleep for a long time. And I think that the events in Portal 2 and Half-Life 2 take like place at the same time, because you don't know what year it is. And it's gotta be like in the distant like future at least. And I believe she hasn't taken like I think in a standpoint, I believe the events of Half-Life 1 and 2 take place like 20 years at least. So if she was like 20, she'd be 40, which would make her like not old, at least very old. But I feel like the relaxation chambers, like, I feel like Aperture Science has this thing that can stop aging in the relaxation chambers. Kind of makes sense that they are a science company and they can probably do that. So she wakes up from the relaxation chamber, meets this core named Weasley, and they try to escape the Richmond Center. In their attempt to escape the Richmond Center, Weasley activates Gladys, which, what I think is, the Gladys from Portal 1 looks completely different from the one in the second one. Now, people have speculated, and I've even speculated, that there's two Gladyses, but that wouldn't make sense. Maybe, like, I think I may have came up with, like, two theories and combined them into one. So, I believe that there are not two Gladyses. They may have two different looks, but let's just say when Gladys blew up, okay, she lost a ton of her parts, okay? Well, let's just say that the parking lot that her chamber was under, the parking lot started to crumble with the weight that she, like, her AI body had on the pavement, and it crumbled down. She crumbled down into into her chamber again. And it would make sense, but in a kind of way, she was still in the second portal. She was still hooked up to the enrichment center, but she was deactivated. So my theory could get blown out of the water anytime, I bet. But for me, I feel like that would be a good theory. Like, she crumbled back down into her chamber. I mean, actually, no, the wiring could still work. Because it didn't look... It looked like she was probably still wired into the enrichment center. She could have still been wired into the enrichment center, and then she falls back in. Either that, or, like, the cores, like... Either that, or she, like, did maintenance, or, like, she used the emergency power. That's why the security popped in. But I figured, like, what if she turned it on so that she could, like, make an upgraded version of herself?
You do
because
know that I've got 2 degrees.
She's more human-like, so it wouldn't make sense that she would have like a more, like, what's it called? An appearance that would look upgraded.
Special cargo ready for collection.
So after they try to do that attempt, Gladys wakes up and she starts rebuilding the enrichment center. I think it's near test chamber 17 or 18 that she says that the entire enrichment center is what's it called? The entire enrichment center is like new. Like, she fixed it all during, like, while we were doing those, like, broken up test chambers. Like, the test chambers that during 18 and 17 looked like they were brand new. But what I gotta say is that, first off, she says that the enrichment center is fixed up, the test chambers are fixed up, but when you go in to the places where, like, humans, like the scientists were walking, like the platforms and the hallways to her chambers, it still has, like, vegetation. So I feel like she couldn't make it. Like, she couldn't get to the places where, like, the scientists and all that were. So that's probably why she made Peabody and Atlas, so that, like, they could fix up the human-like areas. It would make sense, in a way, to do that. But, what I'm trying to say is that I'll leave Atlas and Peabody later, because Portal is, you guys know, it's at least going to be, like, an hour or 2 hour long discussion for this kind of game. Even for other games that have a sequel. I mean, if the game doesn't have a sequel, it'll probably be, like, if I'm talking about it, it'd probably be, like, I don't know, a minute, not even a minute, but, like, 50 minutes or 40 minutes. Actually, there is, like, 50 minutes. 45-minute probably discussion if it's only one game. So, what's it called? You and Weasley, while Chella's been doing the test chamber stuff, right? Weasley and you have been coming up with this plan of escaping yet again. But this time, you don't fail at escaping. you don't fail at escaping. You actually make it, well, actually, in a way, you kind of do, but I'm not going to get to that part, because this game, I'm not going to lie, this game is long, but it's worth it. So, you go in between the testing chambers, and yet again, Gladys tries to tell you, oh yeah, what's it called? Gladys tries to like cave in the test chambers to arrest you in this one room, and she even tries to get you to come back to the testing trap, but that yet again is a death trap. She locks you into the test chamber and you don't even get back out. Like, she just like kills you.
Shut up, fat fuck! Hey!
So like, if you go on, like, you get achievements and stuff for doing that stuff, but that's like side stuff, like you can get anytime. So you basically, if you want to live, you have to follow weekly. Makes sense, doesn't it? So you follow weekly, and he says what we have to do is we have to get the neurotox. What's it called?
Shut up, fat fuck! Go do one!
Where are you shooting me from? Bro, I could have easily just come back in the car.
Have you no brains?
That's where you shoot me from, huh?
Eat it!
So, he's like, we have to take out the turn assembly line, and we also have to take out the neurotoxin. Because if we go and confront her now, she's literally going to kill us with turrent and neurotoxin. So, you take out the turret line, and I think it's on the way to the neurotoxin. You run across the, bring your daughter to work day, where they had this room set up, which is like science experiments. And one of them has Charles Manson on there. Now, I'll go through a theory at the end of the video, and maybe go into a little buffer there. I said a little, because I don't want this to be like an hour or 2 hours video. It's probably already an hour video. So, you, basically find that, and I guess Chell doesn't, she probably remembers about it, but you don't know nothing about it. So you destroy the neurotoxin, and you're finally on your way to Gladys' chamber to confront her. So, Weasley gets separated there, and you have to single-handedly confront her. So, you're on your way there, and you find the original path where, like, you first got into the chamber, but it's completely destroyed, and you have to portal your way over there. There's this one room you found, and there's only one door. It says GLaDOS shut down, emergency shut down, plus cake dispensary keep unlocked. And I'm like, the humor in that game is so hilarious. So when you open the door, it falls down. It's like, oh, did you really think that was, did you really honestly think that was gonna, like, work or whatever? So she's like, oh yeah, guess what? It's your, she's like, I mean, we could stay in this room all day chatting to each other, but I feel like we should, what? Okay. Okay, I want to know how that happened. I'll probably look in the video next time, because the only players were me. So, she puts down, like, the turrets, but remember, you defected the turrets. So they just blow up, and she's like, well, we could sit in this room all day, but I have another idea. it's your old friend, deadly neurotoxin. And guess what? Took that out too. And Weasley appears. And it says that GLaDOS is under corruption of some sort. So you hook Weasley up to the mainframe, and she's like, "Do not put that idiot in my mainframe." And I was like, whatever. So, you basically, it tells you to go press this one single button, and GLaDOS is like setting up these traps where it just flings you back. And you have to do it a certain way. Like, you have to put a portal on this wall, so, and she puts panels around the button so you don't touch it. What the? I said find, bro, this game. So, you finally push the button, it says core transfer is happening or whatever. And, Weasley's all happy and like, is this gonna hurt? Is this really gonna hurt? And she's like, oh yeah, believe me, I will. And he said, oh, how hard is... It's like, ah! And I was just like laughing. And, basically, Weasley gets put in control of the facility. And he's like, well, we can finally escape. I'm gonna bring down a lift so we can escape. He said, oh yeah, so, how am I gonna escape? And he's like, well, I could probably, like, shoot myself out of this body into the lift. But then we would be stuck into an elevator with like glass 100, like, I think he said like 100 yards up or something, or 100 feet up. And I was like, well, okay, you could try that, but if we get stuck, it's your fault. So I get in the elevator, and he's like, wow, I didn't know this is very amazing, and something like that. And I was like, well, yeah, whatever, just, can we escape now? You know, I'm escaping, just get in the elevator, dude. And he said, and then he starts speaking Spanish, which is like, something about a user manual, which I thought was very funny. You don't know how to operate this user manual or something. That's what he said in Spanish. So he starts getting power hungry, right? He brings you back down. He's like, tiny little Weasley did this, and he's like, GLaDOS came back at him and said, you didn't do anything. She did all the work, and that's kind of true. Like, I do, like, Shell does all the work, and she doesn't get nothing in repay, except for her freedom, if you think about that. And he's like, no, that's all you are, you're selfish. And, he basically turns GLaDOS into a potato battery, which, if you remember back, he went through with you through the Bring Your Daughter to Work Day. Man, he just pumped it up again early in the game. But yeah, he turns GLaDOS into a potato battery, and then he crushes you down with the elevator. Like I said, this is going to be a long story about this game, but in the end, I'll tell you what I think. I'm not going to go into the Left 4 Dead, that's all I'm going to say. I'll leave Left 4 Dead for another video. So, yeah, I'll be right back. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to get something to eat. Yeah, so stay tuned for the live stream. Okay, guys, I'm back. So, bruh, nah, I'm gonna make this kid do the session because I'm getting sick of these kids joining in. I'm on a single session, okay? So, GTA, I want to fix your server. Well, don't fix them actually. Make it to where you can have a public session and do your like businesses, or at least do it for private sessions, okay? Thank you. So going back on the story, I'm gonna eat right now, so give me a sec. Actually, give me a sec. I fixed that. But you see people joining in now. So, that's good. So, Portal itself, let me think, where was I picked up at? Okay, you fall down into the old abandoned enrichment center, like back in the, like, I believe 50s, yeah. You get, you fall down to the old 50s aperture science. And, oh crap. So, sorry I said that, but, I gotta keep up, you know, I would cuss, so, just, yeah, don't act like you didn't hear that. So, basically, you fall down to the old aperture, which is the old 1950s, and you and GLaDOS get separated, because a bird picks up GLaDOS and takes her away. Very ironic, because it's a crow. But in a way, you get back up, and I feel like Valve did this on purpose, but Copernicus, or whatever the god is, not Copernicus, I'm thinking of somebody else. Give me a second, I'll remember his name. Prometheus, or whatever his name is. The guy that fell down, that fell by the gods, and he was, pushed to the valves and eaten by birds, or something like that. They make a huge reference to that guy in, like, old aperture. There's even a place that even says his name, if you go and look at it. And what's it called? So, so your mission now is to escape Old Aperture. Find I mean, did I say Weasley? I meant GLaDOS. Find GLaDOS, get out of Old Aperture, and take Weasley out of control. Because basically, if you don't take Weasley out, GLaDOS tells you, she's like, if we do not get him out of my body, then the entire facility is gonna blow up.
We gotta make some deals?
So, you go through the old test chambers, you're back at the new ones, and Weasley finds you, you have to do his test chamber. And then he plans to kill you on the spot, because he found somebody new that he didn't need you anymore.
Special.
And all that. And I'm like, but again, his plan fails because even GLaDOS calls him a little idiot because he's a mortality core, if I'm right. And GLaDOS tells you that he's like a tumor. He was like a tumor to her. That all these bad ideas would rush to her, and she would wanna she'd basically wanna do all this bad stuff, and it was him. And yeah, but all the bad ideas must have came back because he was in her body and he was in control. So basically what happened is well, actually going back to Old Aperture, when you find GLaDOS, there is this room on the very top of where you find her. There's this room above, and behind these two shelves is the Borealis room. And you're gonna be surprised when you hear this. They said that part of the dry dock was gone, and if you look, part of it was gone. And even you wouldn't know if it was the room because there is a little dinghy in there that has the name Borealis in there. I was like, wow, huge reference there. And play that game. So you found the Borealis, but going back to where we were, you find corrupted cores, and GLaDOS comes up with a plan where if you attach corrupted cores to him, he'll become corrupt enough for a core transfer. So you put all the cores on them, and everything just stops. It's like there's no blow up. You don't blow up unless you put the cores into them. And when you do that, it'll tell you that there's a core corruption, and there needs to be a core transfer. So the core corruption button pops up and is like, do you wish to do a core transfer? And GLaDOS is like, yes. And they're like, corrupted core. What is your what do you have to say? And he's like, well, what do you think? And then the thing, it says interpreting answer is vague answer is yes. He's like, no. But I thought that was funny when he said interpreting vague answer is yes. So basically they tell you to go hit the button, and guess what? Weasley booby traps the stalemate button, and you blow up, and he's like, you're still alive. how are you still alive? And he's like getting all frustrated and all that. He's like, no matter, I'm still in control and all that. I'm like, and then the ceiling, one of the parts of the ceiling collapsed. And the best part of any Valve history, or any game history happened. You literally put a portal on the moon. And you and him get sucked up. Well, she goes in, Chell goes in for some apparent reason and goes to save Weasley, I guess. Because I guess she doesn't want him to fling off into space, but she's like, he's like, let go, I'm still in control, I can fix it. And then Gladys becomes back into control, and she's like, I've already fixed it, and you're not coming back. He's like, hold on to me tight, grab me. And like, it kind of served him right for a purpose. But I guess the final, like, the thing is, just don't put Weasley into Gladys' body. Because, I mean, it didn't start at first, but later on, like, I think it was like a few minutes, he just started to become berserk. So the lesson here today is do not put Weasley into Gladys' body. Do I seriously have to chase helicopters in this thing? See what I mean? This game hates me, guys. I mean, I would get a jet, but there's no way I can't lay it for buildings. So, you get pulled back into the original tunnel, and Gladys is all being nice and all that, and she figures out that she's Caroline, and then she deletes herself, which is weird. And she said, well, you know what, if it wasn't for you, she's like, if you weren't here, I wouldn't have been turned into a fruit, I wouldn't have died, or turned into a potato, or eaten by a bird. And she was like, I had a really good life before you showed up. And she says it in a nice manner. And she said, you know what, just go. And she's like, I don't want you anymore. Just leave, you know, and all that. And I was like, well, that's a nice ending. And what I believe is they're probably not going to make a Portal 2. Because I feel like the story should have ended off there for Portal. It was a good, satisfying ending to it, and I'm actually glad that it ended there. And people have come out with numerous mods on the PC, and some of them actually follow up on Portal, like, it goes, like, past Portal 2, or it starts off with the past of Portal 2, or heck, it starts in the future of Portal 2. And in total, if you think about it, that's awesome. There's even a spin-off of, like, Portal, actually there is no spin-off, but there is a, what's it called? There is a, game where instead of having the portal, there's a mod where you don't even use the portal gun, but this one thing, you use the perpetual testing, you basically get a gun that uses gel instead of portals, and I thought that was pretty good mod. But I like the two mods that what I haven't played, which I probably won't go into detail with, is one called Thinking with Time Machines and Portal Stories Mel. And I feel like they are like one and the same. Like, if you were to start Portal Stories Mel, it would be in sync with the Portals 2. But if you were like if you finish Portals 2, you start with Time Machines, it still works out. Because in a way they both like they both like make the story of Portal 2 longer, and that's what I like about it, because it makes a follow-up of what Valve or Studio did. It made a follow-up of what Valve did so greatly and made it better. And like I said, there's a huge fan base of Portal out there. Think about a YouTube channel, Harry101. Huge shout out to that guy. He worked on Portal Stories Meld, I believe. Yeah, he worked on Portal Stories Meld. He played that mod, say, something. I think he's a voice actor, so he's a good one at it too. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, shout out to him. But there's a huge fan base for Portal, and I think it'll keep going on until, well, either people forget about it or, you know, something like that. So, going away from Portal for, I guess, a little bit, actually, yeah, for a little bit. I'll be talking about another game that most people have either forgotten about because they haven't played it in a while, or a game they've been waiting for about 20 years, a new game for about 20 years for, and you're going to probably be like, wait, people have been waiting for this game for about 20 years, and that game is Half-Life. Well, supposedly, what's been happening is Valve has been out there saying, oh yeah, there's going to be a Half-Life 3. They even said in 2007 that there was going to be an episode 3, but then they were like, oh yeah, we're not making episodic trilogies anymore, or no more episode, it's games. So it's like, okay, it's not episode 3 anymore, it's Half-Life 3. And, so people have been urgently, like, people who have been fans for the game for 20 years, they've been waiting for it. And it's kind of sad because Valve, the reason why Valve is probably not going to make a Half-Life 3 is because there's been so much hype generated for the game that Valve is scared that they can't, like, make up to it, like, you know. I mean, sure, you have to have like VR, but that enough is kind of sketchy. But like I said, I have a message for Valve at the end of the video. So, Half-Life started, the first Half-Life started in the late 90s, probably. And, I've played a little of the first game. It's Half-Life Source, but I haven't played the actual original game, the remake of it. And Half-Life Source is a good game. It's just, I don't know what kind of difficulty I'm playing on. Because I guess I kind of, Half-Life 2 is easy, but like Half-Life 1 is like, nah, you know, this is not going to be that easy anymore. Like, okay, whatever. So, I might do a replay of that game one day. So, what happens is, Half-Life 1 starts off, you're this scientist named Gordon Freeman, and you work at this place called Black Mesa Research Facility. Well, basically, you and your team are trying to find out a way, you're trying to find out what this crystal does. So you basically put it in this machine and it messes everything up. And it basically creates a portal to this other dimension called Zen, where you get teleported there for a little bit, but then get called back. Oh, no, So you get called back, and you come back to Earth, and there's all these zombie scientists and there's even this guy named G-Man that's been following you around, which is kind of creepy. And people speculate that he's either the god of like the Half-Life universe, or he's like a Men in Black agent, or he's an alien himself. Which, I mean, that wouldn't surprise me if he was an alien. But, you basically try to escape Black Mesa facility. I'm not gonna go on too long on the Half-Life story. But you basically try to get out of Black Mesa research facility. But the military and aliens and zombies and every living thing, actually no, that's about it. But, all those are trying to kill Gordon. And he finally makes it out, and there's like a few stories that could happen. Black Mesa Research Facility gets nuked, the Combine come, which is the actual story, or others. And there's also a spin-off series where like there's a main character called Adrian Shepard. Fun fact, in the Portal game, there are these the Portal keyboards are highlighting words, right? And if you spell it out, it's Adrian Shepard, which is the main protagonist of one of the Half-Life games. But basically, they came off with many spin-offs that had different sides of the Half-Life story, which people who've been like true fans of the Half-Life series are like, when are you gonna bring back Adrian Shepard, or when are you gonna bring back Half-Life 3? It is like, well, just give them time. And I mean, 20 years to make a game? Actually, no. 2007. Okay, it's been quite a while. But that doesn't give them an excuse to not make the game. So basically, just all the stuff breaks loose in the game. But during that time, there's this like main time where like these people called the Combine invaded Earth, and one of the Black Mesa Research Facility scientists actually took over and gave the Combine a contract so that they wouldn't kill everybody and everything. So he became kind of like the leader of the Earth. And meanwhile, Gordon's been in stasis for all this time because of G-Man. And G-Man reawakes him and says, hey, yeah, you need to wake up and take care of this. So Gordon's like, okay, I'll take care of it. So Gordon takes out Green, and he gets put in stasis again by the G-Man. And in episode part 1, he gets out of stasis pretty early because of a reason. He gets out of stasis because of the, what's it called? The Volgrit? No, not the Volgrits. That's one of my friend calls him, but I told him there was something else. The Walgreens lights, no. But anyway, I can't think of their name right now. I'll probably put it down in the comments unless I remember it right now or later on. I'm gonna say their name is I'm gonna say Falgrits for now because I can't think of the name right at the moment. The Vortigons, that's what their name is. So the Vortigons basically go into this like purplish state, and they basically put G-Man into stasis away from Gordon, so Gordon can help out. So they do that, and basically you don't see G-Man for the rest of episode 1, but in episode 2, midway like through the start of the game, Alex gets like hurt, and you basically have to take her to this like facility. Like this, Vortigaunt takes her to this mine shaft, and they have to get the special ingredient. So Gordon gets it, and they turn into the purple state like in before. But guess who appears? You'll never guess who it is. It's G-Man. He appears again because they were using the purple thing, which the Vortigons, I guess, took a break from using it, and that was G-Man. So he basically tells Alice before she wakes. She's like, wait, that's one of them is for a math. Whatever, I'm in Half-Life 2, so Alex is basically Eli's daughter, which Eli is a scientist of Black Base, so was until the Resident.
You have forgotten about me, my friend.
Valve came up with the term Resident Cascade, if you don't know. Talk about more on this, but he tells Alex before she wakes up, says,
Boss, it's me. Look, this
to
garage
really
space
be
in the
worse
building's
than
still
your
available.
father.
Honestly, it's amazing. Just take a look on Dynasty 8. See what you think.
Expect for these unforeseen consequences or something close to that. So midway through the game, you meet up with Eli, right? And you're talking, and this drive you got in episode 1 that showed Mossman, which is also, I believe, a Black Racer research person that came from there. She got trapped after the first game. The first game she was under Brain's control, and then she's not anymore, and she's working for the Resistance, and she basically gets trapped by the Combine, but she gives them their location. She gives Eli and Dr. Mossman and everybody else her location, and guess where she is? You'll never suspect it. She's at the Borealis. She's in the Borealis, the vessel that Aperture Science made, that went so long ago when, like, it disappeared. And I was like, wow. I was like, and Aperture Science made this? And I was like, wow. And supposedly there's blueprints for, I feel like, Emancipation Grill. And I feel like there's going to be, like, one of those old-timey, like, portal guns in there. You know, the ones that Cave Johnson supposedly said he would jump through and be fine. That would suck the lunar poison out of his lungs, you know? That's what I suppose that would have been on there, but till today, well, the base gets attacked by Striders, which are these big, gigantic, tall, creepy-looking things, like bugs. And they basically start attacking the launch-off base. Because before you can even go to the Borealis yet, you have to take care of the Striders from blowing up the missile silo, which this rocket is the only thing that can... Basically, the Combine destroyed the Sentinel which is this big base that Green built, and they destroyed it to make a super portal. So instead of the 5-hour war, Eli said we would only last 5 minutes. And if you think about that, that's kind of like, wow. Like, this is their huge plan. And I'm sorry this story is so long, but like I said, the lore in between these games are so long that they need to be like I'd probably make another video that's condensed these, but I probably won't, so it just depends. So they take out the super portal, which kind of weakens the Combine a lot, and the Combine is weakened like so far that the Resistance is like pretty much winning, and the Resistance basically they're like, okay, Alex is like, okay, you know, I'm gonna go to the Borealis with me and Gordon, and guess what happens? You'll never suspect this, but they get attacked. Alex, Eli, who else? Alex, Eli, and Gordon get attacked by advisors, and that's what their names are. They're like these weird things. And guess what? They kill Eli. You know how mad I was when they did that? I was like, no, Eli, because he was with us the entire time through all the games. For him to just die at the end of the episode 2, and then Alex is all crying, like, don't leave me, Dad, don't leave me. And I'm like, I feel like, knowing that they're not real, you just gotta feel bad for them at least. You gotta feel like a little sorrow, because you were with those characters and they treated you like an actual Earth, you know. But in the end, Eli dies, and there hasn't been a episode 3 or Half-Life 3 ever since then to continue the story. And now it comes to my message to Valve. And I know they're not going to watch this, but I'd very appreciate if you can, you know, message this video to them or whatever, you know. And I'm not gonna rant about how like Half-Life 3 is out. I know you guys probably aren't gonna release Half-Life 3 because of how much hype has been up about it. But all I gotta say is, just if you're gonna do it, make it in the Source 2. Put it in Source 2. Continue the story. Do not do this like remake of where like, oh yeah, it's from the beginning. This is the new Half-Life universe. Like, I don't want any of that. I want a continuation. Because I've been waiting forever for a Half-Life 3. And many other fans have been... They gave up on it because you haven't released it. But you know what? I'm not going to give up on it. I mean, it may never come out, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to give up on it or whatever. I'm not going to give up on it because it's not eventually going to come out. Because if you have hope that a game will eventually come out, it will come out. Like Resident Evil, many people were like, oh yeah, I want to go back to the original horror game and all that, but it did come out, didn't it? So, Valve, I don't care how much hype has been, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys care because you want the game to be good and you don't want to have any backlash. But you have made so many good past games, and you haven't came out with a few games in years that were actually, like, you know, fan favorites. So, I think Portal 3 doesn't need to happen unless y'all really want to do it. But I've heard that you are been in and off on Half-Life 3, and that you guys just, I don't know, do you guys care anymore? Like, That's the real question. But do it for the fans. If you're not gonna do it, if you're gonna do it for the fans. Put it on Source 2. Put it on the console, so if your fans that are like older, that are at least older, and I don't know, maybe I know how your development team of the Half-Life games have originally, are leaving Valve, which is bad because you won't be able to ever make a Half-Life game. I mean, sure, you could pick up other people who could, like, I don't know, people like younger people, and like I'm not saying bad things, but I'm just saying maybe you have to get other people to work on it, and and see how it goes. But I know you guys are afraid to live up to the hype that the game has been off on. But you don't have to worry about that, because people will accept the game for what it is. It's a part of the Half-Life trilogy. Well, it's not really a trilogy now, it's like a sequel. What would you call a sequel? I'll just call it a sequel. But you shouldn't care if it lives up to the hype about how much hype it's gotten. Like, for me, I don't care. Just put it on Source 2. I want the story to end. I don't want it still to be on a cliffhanger, okay? Like, that's all I gotta say. Like, it's been on a cliffhanger for 20 years, or not 20, 10 or 15 years, and still. And if you're not gonna at least give us that, come out with Portal, or at least the Left 4 Dead, because y'all have been hitting that. Oh, there's gonna be a Left 4 Dead 2-3, but then that's kind of shady also, because y'all haven't. I mean, sure, y'all have been working on playing a lot of Left 4 Dead, or a ton of people have been playing Left 4 Dead, but still, just all I gotta say is Valve, wrap up the story for Half-Life. That's all you gotta do. Please your fans. Finish the story. And if it's decent, I'll still play it a lot. Anyway. Anyway, guys. I don't know, I might talk about a little Left 4 Dead. Because that also, the first Left 4 Dead came out in 2007. But I'm gonna say this: Left 4 Dead is a whole entire video, another video. So yeah, this about wraps up the video about Left 4 Dead. I mean, Half-Life and Portal, and the message I wanted to send to Valve. Sorry, I took breaks in between, but I have to have breaks. I did that on purpose. But what I gotta say is Valve has made great games over the years, and you gotta at least agree with that. I mean, at least it wasn't Sonic 06. I want to be brought up. I mean, Sonic 06 is a okay game. I don't want to get too much lash about it. Sonic 06 is okay. Like, I know James, I think it was the nerd himself, said that, the Angry Video Game Nerd said that, what's it called? That the game is not, well, actually no, Mudahar from Someone in Their Gamer said the game is not that bad. Just people say that it's like, I mean, okay, it's broken and it glitches and all that, but that doesn't mean it's a bad game. I mean, the graphics for its time was okay. So, I mean, at least, all I gotta say is, Valve, good job on the stories. I'm hoping that you will come out with more games like that, or at least finish Half-Life, because I know, unless you're a subscriber to my channel and you probably don't know what Half-Life is, then, like I said, go. If you don't have Half-Life, there's only one way you can get it. One is if you have an original Xbox and you buy it off of like eBay or something like that, or go to a thrift store and be lucky to find one, or you can go to GameStop, get it for like get the orange box, or get the orange box for the PS3 and 360. I don't know if it's out for the PS3. I'm pretty sure it is. Or you could get the PC version and get the first game and the second one involved with episode 1 and 2. For Portal, you also have to get the orange box. But Portal 2, you can just go out and buy that for the 360 or PS3. But yeah, I guess this wraps up this live stream. Thanks for watching this super long video. Like I'll say, I'll probably put down in the comments, don't skip the entire video, you know. I'm pretty sure that you guys probably won't do that anyway. But, huge sticky shout out to Mullet Mike for the sticky paddle. Some Ordinary Gamer. Who else did I speak about in this video? Sorry, I have to. I'm doing the same shout out that Mullet Mike does, but I'm doing it for a reason. Like I don't earn it, but you know. So, yeah, take that back. Just a huge shout out to Mullet Mike, the Sticky Paddle Gaming, Creepy Gaming, some Ordinary Gamers. Who else did I mention in this video? Just anybody I mentioned in this video that I haven't mentioned right now, go check out their channel. They're great YouTubers, and yeah, just go tell them that Broku the Legend sent you. So yeah, but Mullet Mike, one of his channels, the Creepy Gaming, he has a series of Call of Duty Zombies. He hasn't finished it. Now I wouldn't mind if he did just the Treyarch zombies. I mean, there's millions of zombies out there, but I don't know. I think he thinks differently of like what he did about Call of Duty back then. And the reason I believe he's not doing it is because of the same reason I'm thinking about right now, but I'm not going to talk about it. Maybe because I think I know why, but it's probably because he doesn't want to upload any of the zombies no more because of the reason of the Activision. But that's all I'm going to say, because yeah. Oh, no, I forgot to turn off the video. I should say this before I end the video. I do not earn any of the music in this game. I have no affiliates with the music either. So yeah. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video. You can leave a like if you want to, or you could subscribe, but you don't have to if you already subscribed, or, you know. Thanks you guys for being subs for me for this long, you know. You're kind of like you're kind of like my family. You gotta stick up for each other, right? Because if you don't stick up for each other, you know, people, you know, take advantage. So, yeah, I was thinking of also doing, you know, people on Netflix. You know, my friend was thinking of doing one, and he's gonna make me administrator, but I'm not gonna do it now. I said I was gonna release the rules and everything on, you know, I was gonna release the rules and everything for the tournament, but I'm not no more because of him. And that's all I'm gonna say about that person, because of what he said in there. And that's all, you know. The reason I probably haven't been on PlayStation, if you're one of my friends and watching this video right now, is because there's probably one person like. I mean, I want to take a break. I don't like playing. Like, I like going back to old games, like Half-Life and all that. I don't like playing the same old game. I like to change up. And the person that we got into a fight with, he got, because I was joking with him, and I guess he didn't take a joke or nothing. He thought I was being serious. He said that I play Xenovere 2 all the time. It's truly false. Because, like I said, I get bored of games. What? Okay, guys, what am I playing right now? Am I playing Xenovere 2? No, I'm playing GTA. I'm playing Minecraft. I have the audacity to just say I play Minecraft. Okay? Heck, I'd even tell you I play Outlast. And guess what? That guy didn't even finish Outlast. I even gave him a chance. I was like, yeah, I bet you couldn't beat Outlast like I did. My other friend beat it. I played it to him at all, and he beat it. I was surprised when he beat it. You know, it just goes to show you, when people get all mad and they can't take jokes, that it shows you that they really, you know, they really just don't know how to take jokes yet, obviously. They just don't know how to cooperate, or, you know, don't know how to have fun at all. But that's all I gotta say about that person. And I bet if you're watching this right now, you know who you are. So, plus they were acting like a little, you know. And even my friend Rep said I was joking, and he knows when I'm joking. So anyway, guys, this will probably be the end of the video. Tell me in the comment section if you want me to do a playthrough of Half-Life, if I can get it to do work in Portal. Do you also want me to do a playthrough of Dead Rising and Dead Rising 2? I could also do a Let's Play of Dead Rising 3 if I can try to. Because the way I'm going to do it is there's this live streaming service on Xbox now. So if I can try that and I can upload it to YouTube, then I'm gonna upload it to YouTube, and I'm gonna be able to like record some 360 games probably. Hopefully it'll let me record 360 games. Sorry, my voice. That voice. Sorry. Also, guys, I guess you didn't notice, but birthday is coming up, so yeah. Hopefully I have a good birthday, you know. So, yeah, I might do a playthrough of GTA 4, and, I'm pretty sure you guys want to hear my opinion on the crossplay for Minecraft and all that, but I'll probably say that for another video. And what else do I want to talk about? There's other things I need to talk about. I think one of them has to be about Xbox and PlayStation a little bit. But anyway, thanks for sticking till the end of the video. I appreciate that you watched this far, because this is a long video, and normally it won't be this long. Like, normally it should be about like 30 to 40 minutes. So, and you gotta remember this is a live stream after all, so this was a live stream. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm not gonna say the same thing, but thanks for watching. And I hope you liked the video, because, you know, I thought it would be fitting to tell you guys my experience. I'm gonna say Star Wars. So I'm pretty sure you guys want to know about the reason I did this video is because I wanted you guys to know my experience about Portal and Half-Life. And some of you might not care, but I do care. That's why I uploaded it. But thanks more, Mike, for letting me remember my playthrough of Portal and all that. And guess what I'm gonna go watch now, guys? You know, it's Creepy Gaming, because you know he scripted. If he scripted or not, you know, I really don't care because he makes good content. If you guys want me to link his channel in the description. Like I said, if you want me to link his channel in the description, I will certainly do that. So yeah, I guess this will be the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. This is the Legendary Saiyan out, and hope you guys have all a good day. Peace out.